Hello everyone. Today I will tell you about emotional and design. Summarized from prologue, Emotional Design book by Don Norman.
Hi, I'm Don Norman. I've just come back to the University of California at San Diego to start the design lab. Over the years, I've done a large number of things. I've taught, I was a vice president at Apple, startup companies. What we spend a lot of time on in design is trying to understand the real needs of people.
First of all, let's talk. If you want to buy something, what makes you decide to buy it? Because of its usability or beauty, or buy it because you just like it? In Norman's book, he gives example of this situation by using his teapot. The first one is impossible teapot. It's completely unusable teapot because the handle is on the same side as the spout. The second teapot is called Nana. What's unique, squat, and chubby nature is surprisingly appealing. The third is complicated but practical, called long-felt tilting teapot. And if you ask which one of these teapots do Norman usually use, the answer is none of the above. And why is so attached to his teapot? Because he values that his teapots is not only for their function of brewing tea, but because they are sculptural artwork. There are three different aspects of design. First, Visceral design concerns itself with appearance. Here is where the Nana teapot excels. He says he enjoys its appearance, especially when filled the amber hues of tea lit from beneath by the flame on its warning candle. The second is behavioral design. The behavioral design has to do with the pressure and effectiveness of use. Here, the tilting teapot, because it was designed with a different stage to tea brewing in mind. To use it, he placed the tea leaf on the shelf and laid the pot on it back while the leaf steeped. As the brewing approached, the desired stench propped to the pot up at the angle, particularly uncover the tea leaf. When the tea is ready, set the pot upright so that the leaves are no longer in contact with the tea. And the last is reflective design. The reflective design considers the rationalization and intellectualization of the product. It means, can I tell a story about it that is appeal to myself image? In this situation is impossible teapot. He can tell the story about it made from the masochist to use. Visceral, behavioral, and reflective. These three very different dimensions are interwoven through any design, and how these three components interweave both emotional and cognition. Human logical. This contrast comes from a long intellectual tradition that prides itself on rational, logical reasoning. Emotional are out of place in polite, sophisticated society, but finally, the affect and emotional are crucial for everyday decision making. People without emotion, as in Damasio study, are often unable to choose between alternatives, especially if each choice appears equally valid. We integrally feel good or bad, relaxed or tense. Emotions are judgmental and prepare the body accordingly. One of the powers of the human mind is ability to dream, to imagine, and to plan of the future. We are human, have a unique ability to imagine things before they happen.
The new me is beauty. Yeah, People used to say, no, Norman's okay, but if you followed what he said, everything would be usable, but it would be ugly. Well, I didn't have that in mind, so this is neat. Thank you for setting up my display. I mean, it's just wonderful. And I haven't the slightest idea what it does or what it's good for, but I want it. And that's my new life. My new life is trying to understand what beauty is about, and pretty, and emotions. The new me is all about making things kind of neat and fun. And so this is a Philippe Starck juicer produced by Alessi. It's so much fun I have it in my house, but I have it in the entryway. I don't use it to make juice. Hiroshi Ishii and his group at the MIT Media Labs took a ping pong table and a projector above it, and on the ping pong table they projected an image of water and fish swimming in it. And as you play ping pong, whenever the ball hits part of the table, the ripples spread out and the fish run away. But of course, then the ball hits the other side and the ripples are the poor fish. They can't find any peace and quiet. And is that a good way to play ping pong? No. But is it fun? Yeah. Yeah. This is a car that has lots of faults. Buy it anyway. It's so much fun to drive. And if you look at the inside of the car, I mean, I loved it. I wanted to see. I rented it. So this is me taking a picture while my son is driving. And the inside of the car, the whole design is fun. It's round. It's neat. The controls work wonderfully. So that's my new life. It's all about fun. I really have the feeling that pleasant things work better. And that never made any sense to me until I finally figured out, look, I'm going to put a plank on the ground. So imagine I have a plank about 2 feet wide and 30 feet long, and I'm going to walk on it. And you see I can walk on it without looking, and I can go back and forth, and I can jump up and down, no problem. Now I'm going to put the plank 300 feet in the air, and I'm not going to go near it, thank you. Intense fear paralyzes you. It actually affects the way the brain works. So Paul Sappho, before he gave his talk, said that he didn't really have it down until just a few days or even hours before the talk, and that anxiety was really helpful in causing him to focus. And that's what fear and anxiety does. It causes you to be what's called depth-first processing, to focus, not to be distracted, and I couldn't force myself across that. Now, some people can, circus workers, steel workers, but it really changes the way you think. And
Now I will introduce the 3 products with a different design. The product I choose is a watch.
Google just announced Android Wear 2.0 with cutting-edge features ranging from handwriting recognition.
The first is luxury watch. The second is smartwatch. And the last one is an all-day watch. In terms of Visceral, I choose luxury watch because the beautiful and luxurious shape of the watch and also the reputation of the brand. I think if everyone sees it, they will say, oh, it was so beautiful and I want to buy it. I want to wear it. In terms of behavior, smartwatch is the best because it has verified of many features, not just looking at the time and still able to showing heart rate, health information, or can listen to music, and much more, making it extremely useful. And the last, in terms of defective, I choose the all-day watch. You may think why this watch have defective. Because this watch is a pilot watch from World War II. It is an offshoot of military watch. Pilot watches were created to help military pilots keep track of the time in a way that was portable and required little of the pilot's attention. So, this watch have very long story to tell.